We are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret society, opposed to secret oaths, opposed to secret proceedings, secret proceedings. No official of my administration, whether his rank is high or low, should interpret my words here tonight as an excuse to censor the news, to stifle dissent, to cover up our mistakes, or to withhold from the press and the public the facts they deserve to know.
All right. Welcome to Conspiracy Corner Podcast, everyone. This is Abe, your host. Haven't been on for 2 or 3 days. Like I said, Sammy's been on vacation, so I've been hanging out with her, chilling with her, having fun with her. We went to Sunday. We didn't do anything. Saturday, we did go to a flea market. I had already been to it as a kid. Sunday was her last day of vacation, so hopefully I'll be able to podcast more now that we're both on our work schedule again. But you guys know how it is, when your wife goes on vacation, you want to hang out with them. So that's why I haven't been podcasting as much. I got a bunch of fucking old school classic trading cards, non-sports. So I might do a live stream, kind of doing a card opening, showing you all those cards that I got. Because you guys know me, I like doing trading cards. I have another podcast, Blue Pill Podcast. It is November 25th. It's my birthday today. As far as updates, that's about it. Just been working, chilling. That's it. I have a Buy Me a Coffee account set up in the link below. If you donate, I will send you the sticker through snail mail. There's like 3 or 4 left. So, I want to get into... Oh, I'm 34 years old, if you're curious. Let's get into this. So, we get to cover true crime on here every now and then. I used to cover it a lot more. I need to make a true crime playlist. I've been making playlists here lately to kind of organize the channel, make stuff easier for people who are interested in like specific subjects, But I've always been interested in one specific true crime story, and we've never covered it on the channel. It's based off of a creepypasta, Slenderman. And before I had knew what a creepypasta was, I was really big into the paranormal, big into like cryptozoology. I still am, but I became fascinated with this Slenderman entity, and I believe in tulpas, so I believe, that we can create entities and manifest entities that were either non-existent, So, I mean, yes, I know it's a creepypasta, but the possibility of a collective consciousness creating something has always fascinated me. The concept of egregores or tulpas. That, and there was a specific true crime case with a Morgan Geyser. I cannot remember the other girl, but we've never covered it. And the reason why I'm covering it now is a day ago, Morgan Geyser, okay, let me just kind of sum up shortly the story. So Morgan Geyser and another girl believed that Slenderman had a mansion in the woods, and they believed that they were like servants of Slenderman, and that he wanted them to commit a murder to another classmate. So there's 3 girls involved. 2 are stabbers, 1 is the victim. And they met with the girl at a park, tricked her into the woods, and stabbed her 19 times. The girl survived. She's still alive today. And Morgan Geyser and the other person, which I'm sure she'll get brought up here in a second. I just can't recall off the top of my head. Morgan Geyser and the other stabber went to, not prison, but like mental homes, because they found them. They didn't believe they deserved to be in prison, so they went to mental homes. Morgan Geyser was currently in a mental home and escaped. So let's get into it. I was like, yeah, I'm definitely covering this story. I mean, you got Slenderman, you got true crime, and you got a mental patient escaping, you know. So Morgan Geyser, Slenderman stabber, captured after fleeing group home. Here's a little 52-second clip. We'll play it, if it plays. Okay, never mind, there's no audio.
Around 7:45 a.m. That she had gone missing from her group home. We learned that she was last seen by staff around 8:15 the night before. There was an alert on her GPS bracelet around 9:30 that it was malfunctioning. I think they contacted the group home around 11:30. It was that evening that they learned she was not on site. As you all know, she doesn't, that I'm aware of, have strong roots in this community. So when an individual is only, tied because of a placement, our suspicions were she probably left the area, and it looks like that was correct. So.
All right, so there you have it. Apparently, she had like some form of, like, kind of like a probation bracelet. I wouldn't know what you would call that. I would like a house arrest bracelet, anklet, I'm guessing, and probably cut it off and escaped the group home. So, Illinois police captured Morgan Geyser, who was convicted in the 2014 stabbing of a classmate to appease Slenderman, an online character, after she fled a group home in neighboring Wisconsin where she was being held. Wisconsin. So she made it all the way to Illinois then from Wisconsin. So I guess, is Wisconsin the state right next to it? Because I mean, that would be technically like a whole state away. That's actually kind of impressive. Police said Geyser, 23, removed her bracelet monitoring device and fled the home in Madison. We have a Madison County here. On Saturday night, and was on the run until her capture on Sunday. Officers found her at a truck stop in Posen, Illinois, where they said Geyser told them to just Google her name and that she had done something really bad. Yeah, I mean, you're pretty fucking famous. Like, pretty much every true crime channel that I know has, there are tons of different true crime channels, tons of different YouTubers. Like, you're pretty famous for what you did. Geyser was 12 years old when she stabbed her classmate 19 times. She was sentenced to 40 years in a mental hospital in 2018 and granted conditional release in July. So look how crazy slow our justice system is. She was arrested 2014 is when the stabbing happened. She wasn't sentenced until 2018. So the year before COVID kicked off. Like, how crazy is that? Geyser was found with a man at a truck stop just outside of Chicago and about 170 miles south of Madison after police received reports of a man and woman loitering. First of all, that's so crazy that some dude hooked up with her. I mean, I'm guessing they were hooking up. Did she meet him outside of the mental home? Was he just like some weirdo who was into psycho chicks? I mean, they do say that psycho chicks are the best chicks in the bedroom. Just saying, but as somebody who was married to a psycho in my previous marriage, they are freaks. But I am curious about that part of the story. Like, where did she meet this dude? Who is this dude? Did they meet outside after she escaped? Was he writing letters to her? So, as more of this comes out, we'll probably do recaps and like updates on it. When officers arrived, they located both subjects sleeping on the sidewalk. Posen police said in a statement, the female repeatedly refused to provide her real name and initially gave a false one. After continued attempts to identify her, she finally stated that she didn't want to tell officers who she was because she had done something really bad and suggested officers could just Google her name. Sounds like there is some form of shame there. Not that I'm sympathizing with the devil or anything, you know. She and her companion were detained after police determined she was wanted in Wisconsin. CBS News, the BBC's U.S. partner, reported the 42-year-old companion was charged with trespassing and obstructing identification and later released. So this dude was robbing the cradle if they were in a relationship, which I'm kind of leaning towards. 42 years old. She was a kiddo in 2014 whenever she committed the stabbing. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, she's only got to be like 14. That was 10 years ago, so she's got to be like 24, somewhere around there, I would think. 22-ish, you know. The so-called Slenderman stabbing shocked Wisconsin and garnered national attention. By the way, I know this sounds dark, but me and Sammy do a lot of like traveling to like weird locations, whether it be haunted or true crime. We once went to like Witch's Castle and snuck in there and actually got to check out the spot where like Shanda Cher was tortured and shit. But I mean, there's also paranormal history of it being owned by 3 witches' sisters who were executed. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I would love to go to like the forest where this happened, you know. Check out the spot. I mean, you can judge me, I don't really care. I'm not out there like getting my rocks off to it. I just am curious about history and darker history, you know. I believe they call it like dark tourism, you know. Geyser and her friend Anissa Wire. So that was the girl who participated with Geyser, Morgan Geyser, in the stabbing originally. She was also 12 at the time, so I was thinking they were about 12. Lured a classmate to a park after a sleepover, and Geyser stabbed the classmate repeatedly while Wire encouraged her to continue. The victim, 12-year-old Peyton Leutner, survived the brutal attack and was found by a cyclist. Peyton Leutner, by the way, imagine how terrifying it is that, like, you had this traumatic experience when you were 12 years old where you were stabbed 19 fucking times. I've cut myself, you know, on purpose and accident. That shit's fucking painful. I cannot imagine being stabbed 19 fucking times. And I'm pretty sure it was with, like, either a butcher knife or a steak knife. Which a steak knife, that's serrated blade, so that would hurt, I would think, even more than a butcher knife. But anyway, so you went through this traumatic experience, and you're all grown up now. And the person who did this shit escaped from a fucking mental hospital. Like, this is literal horror movie script. Which reminds me, I think, no, it wasn't, they didn't make a horror movie about the stabbing. As far as I remember, I think they did make a Slenderman movie, though. I'm not sure if I'd seen that one or not. I think I did, but it just wasn't that good. I don't know, I'll have to ask my wife, like, because we like watching horror movies. I do remember there being like a huge upset though, and we might have even talked about it on the channel in passing. I don't think we dedicated any video to it because this was way back in the day before I even started podcasting. The only time I ever covered Slenderman was there was a conspiracy that Slenderman was in the background in one of the scenes in Titanic, and we played it and kind of talked about it. Just one of those fun bubblegum conspiracies. That video is somewhere out there. I still get people that comment on it, you know, like every now and then, and it's like, dude, it was a fun conspiracy. They're like, that's not Slenderman, you know, and I'm like, we're just having fun. Jesus, man. It's kind of like the Munchkin who hung himself in Wizard of Oz. Like, it's just a fun bubblegum conspiracy, you know? Geyser and Wire were tried as adults. Geyser pleaded guilty to first degree intentional homicide and was sentenced to 40 years. A judge allowed her release under supervision at a group home in July. People may disagree with me, but I think the judge did a good job. I mean, 40 years in a mental home. Both of the girls were 12 years old. I do not truly, in my heart of hearts, believe that they should have been, like, slammed into the big house, you know, prison. And people can judge me. I don't care. I mean, it's two little girls with clearly mental problems. I don't know if it was shared psychosis. I'm not a fucking therapist, psychiatrist, psychologist, but I don't know if it was shared psychosis or shared mania. What do they call it? Like, there's been several times of weird shit, like the dancing plagues, where people would dance and not stop dancing till they died. I think it's just called shared psychosis, you know? Folie à deux, I think. Wire was charged with attempted murder and sentenced to 25 years in a psychiatric hospital, but was released in 2021. Once again, I kind of agree with that sentencing. Wire did not actually participate in the stabbing, but she was on the sideline rooting it on. To me, that is not as bad as actually physically doing it. People may disagree with me. That's fine. Here's a picture of Morgan Geyser back when she was younger. The whole thing is sad. Who is Slenderman? Geyser and Wire said they were inspired to attack their classmate after reading about Slenderman in a creepypasta, a short online story designed to shock or scare the reader. Slenderman is a skinny, shadowy figure who has appeared in photos, drawings, and articles across the internet. Some claims he has tentacles emerging from his back, and most says he wears dark clothes and has a pale face. As far as I know, too, it's just blank, like his face. Whoever designed it, I'm not big on creepypastas. I'm more big into stuff that is like actual lore or legend or cryptozoology. Stuff that is quote-unquote true, you know. And I say that, you know, quote-unquote true. I've never been big into creepypastas because it's like, you know, it's all fake. You know, it's all bullshit. To me, that seems like a waste of time. I would rather entertain myself with like a paranormal story or cryptid accounts to where, like I said, it's quote-unquote true. And that's the fun of it, of going, do I believe this? You know? But when it's straight up like, no, this ain't real. It's like, I don't know, it's not fun to me. The girls said they believe Slenderman would kill their relatives if they did not kill their friend to please him. An attorney for Geyser said in court, authorities said the girls had hoped to live with Slenderman in his mansion in the woods after the attack. Slenderman first appeared on the internet in 2009. The character was created by a Florida resident. Hell yeah, Florida. Sorry, that's where I was born and raised. In response to a call for submissions from comedy website Something Awful, the character was pictured behind a crowd of people. After the stabbing, the website released an article urging people not to kill anyone because of Slenderman. That is slightly amusing. Not the shit, but like, just like, don't kill anyone because of this. So honestly, we might just dedicate this episode just to this, but I found an older article talking about the girl, the victim. U.S. girl stabbed 19 times in Slenderman crime is walking. Here's a picture of her being swept off after the stabbing. Sad shit. Sad shit. The family of a 12-year-old stabbed 19 times said she is able to walk in hospital and is making a steady recovery. The Wisconsin family posted the update on a fundraising website which raised about $22,000. That's cool. In less than a day for her legal and medical bills. Her two alleged classmates, Morgan Geyser and Anissa Wire, have been charged with attempted murder. They told police they were trying to impress a fictional character called Slenderman, according to officers. Doctors said the knife had just barely missed a major artery near her heart. Look, man, I'm not like a Christian guy. I would say I believe in angels. But I look at it as like interdimensional beings. What these angels are, I don't know. Are they aliens? Are they interdimensional beings? Are they beings of light? I don't know. I did a whole episode on angels. I think it's one of my earliest episodes. It was a story that my mom's friend had told me. She had seen an angel, and I reported on it. I think it was called A Visitation from an Angel. Go check that episode out. If I can remember, I'll link it down below in Spotify. But, I don't know. There was some divine intervention there of like, no, it's not your time, you know? And I truly believe in that type of stuff. I mean, I've been in a really bad car wreck one time where the SUV flipped like 3 or 4 times and everything was just crushed in, but like there was like little bubbles around each of the riders who were in the vehicle, you know, almost like we weren't meant to die, you know. Our little girl is a fighter and is making strides of improvement each and every day, her parents wrote on the website, but added they were limiting visitors as she was easily overwhelmed. Yeah, she's probably got PTSD, man. She has been able to walk the halls of the hospital with her dad. No machine, no tubes, just she and her dad. She has been out of bed watching TV in her wheelchair as well. They are hoping to raise $250,000 in total for legal and medical costs and have asked to keep the girl's name secret, which is kind of too late for that. Like I said, this is an older article, just more details on the actual stabbing. The victim was reportedly found by a cyclist on Sunday after crawling from the woods with stab wounds to her arms, legs, and torso. So she's a little badass girl, man. Pardon my French, but and I mean that as a compliment. I mean, stabbed 19 times, and this little girl, 12 years old, crawled her way out of the woods onto the side of the road, you know. Little badass, dude. Both suspects were later found walking near a local highway, and a knife was found in one of the girls' backpacks, police said. According to police, the girls planned to stab the classmate during a sleepover, but decided to commit the crime the next morning in a nearby park. Following their arrest, they told investigators about their belief in paranormal figure Slenderman and their desire to become his quote-unquote proxies by killing to demonstrate their loyalty, police said. They said that after the murder, they intended to walk to Slenderman's mansion, which they believed was situated in Wisconsin's Nicollet National Forest, police said. I am curious, how far was that forest from the actual fucking stabbing? If anyone knows, hit me up in the comments. I believe, if I remember correctly, listening to a podcast or a documentary on it, it was super fucking far. And we got a little more time, so who is Slenderman and did he inspire a U.S. stabbing? Two 12-year-old girls are facing up to 65 years in prison after being charged with the attempted murder of another child in the U.S. state of Wisconsin. Morgan Geyser and Anissa Wire said they attacked their classmate to please Slenderman. The victim was stabbed 19 times on Saturday and then left in the woods. She was later found crawling along the ground when a cyclist with her wounds in arms, legs, and torso, blah, blah, blah. We already went through that. So who is Slenderman? Slenderman, a skinny, shadowy figure, has appeared in photos, drawings, and articles across the internet. Actually, that's just a repeat. Why did the girls stab their classmate? The girls said their original plan was to stab the classmate at a sleepover at one of their houses in Waukesha before running away to Slenderman's mansion. They backed out of the idea, decided to do... Okay, one girl said eventually that they had both stabbed the victim. So, I don't know, man. So, is it true then? Did Anissa Wire take part? Should she have gotten more time? What are your thoughts? The bad part of me wanted her to die. The good part of me wanted her to live, one girl told detectives. Mentally ill children. Something Awful has posted statements written by Zach Geist editor Parsons, who he calls the accused 12-year-old girls dumb as hell for believing in the Slenderman myth. I love this dude. He's just like, nah, we ain't playing this game. I ain't being sensitive. These girls are dumb as hell. In the article called Please Don't Kill Anybody Because of Slenderman, Parsons said found footage YouTubes, shaking cameras, and bad photoshops of people with socks on their head standing in the woods should not be fooling anyone, especially not 12-year-olds who should be better at the internet and media culture than actual adults. A spokesperson released a statement on behalf of Slenderman creator Eric Knudsen saying, I am deeply saddened by the tragedy in Wisconsin, and my heart goes out to the families of those affected by this terrible act. Sorry. A notification. Horror fans have also defended the genre, with Lisa Morton, vice president of the Horror Writers Association, saying, it helps us to explore and understand our own fears. So I don't know, man. It's fucking crazy. I just wanted to report on that because I've always been intrigued and interested by the Slenderman stabbing case. I hope to do more podcasts soon. I don't get to cover true crime that much. And honestly, dude, true crime is bangers, dude. Every time I cover true crime, man, people fucking love it. It's like the biggest hits usually on my channel are usually true crime. And I would love to cover it more, but my thing is with true crime, yes, it's fun to cover. It's macabre. It itches that little weirdness inside of all of our brains, that little darkness. It's entertaining. But there is so much more important and dark weird shit going on. Just more important shit going on. Like, I don't know, that there's elites and a satanic cabal trying to take over the world, if they haven't taken it over already, who are trying to further their plans. To me, there's more important shit than true crime. I do like to cover it every now and then. If it's hot in the news, on the press, I like to cover it, for one, because I'm interested. But I hope y'all enjoyed. Like I said, it's my birthday. Unfortunately, I have to work today. I wish that me and Sammy were off and I could go do something fun, but heads are rolling at my job, and people are getting hurt. People are calling out. We are short-staffed. So I have to go to work, unfortunately. Please like, share, and subscribe. I hope everyone has a good day. And we'll end with the intro music.
We are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret society, opposed to secret oaths, opposed to secret proceedings, secret proceedings.